This is Uncorked, and I'm Cody Champagne.
Hey guys, Cody Champagne here. I'm sitting with Amy and Joe, the founders of Carolina Castile Soap Company. I have been a huge fan of the product here for a couple of months and just really felt called to sit down and talk to them about how this whole thing started. So without further ado, Amy and Joe, do you guys want to just kind of kick off? How did this whole thing happen?
Well, you go ahead.
Sure. So I'm Joe McCutcheon, and Amy and I started this business in 2013. At the time, we were running a house cleaning business that uses green cleaning products. And we had always been buying products from other companies. And, we started that business before the recession of like 2008 and 2009. And I remember during the recession, the city of Raleigh did like let's reinvest in our businesses during this difficult time. And they had this green cleaning workshop. And I thought, well, shoot, we own a green cleaning business. I should go check this out. And they talked about all these different green products you could use to clean houses with. And one of them was Castile soap. And I remember just hearing the name kind of intrigued me a little bit. It sounded very simple. And when they described it, it just sounded like just a rudimentary product, just very basic. But in a good way. And so I started looking into Castile soap, and we started using another brand of Castile soap to clean houses with. Meanwhile, my wife started buying this really expensive bar soap from a local handcrafted soap making company. And I remember really liking the soap. It was good soap. It smelled great. It seemed like there were so many things you could do to be expressive with the soap, with different scents and textures and colors and things like that. And it was just really good soap, but it was super expensive. And I was like, maybe I can make this and save us a little money. And so I started making bar soap, and then I don't remember if I replaced the other company right off the bat. but eventually I was like, well, geez, if I can make bar soap, maybe I can make liquid soap. And then for our cleaning company, we could tell our customers that our products are so simple and so natural that we make them ourselves. And so I started experimenting with learning how to make Castile soap, and it was much more difficult than learning how to make bar soap. And we started making it maybe 3 gallons at a time on our stove. Eventually 5 gallons once I kind of figured it out. I ruined lots of batches while trying to figure it out. And
broke our stove a few times too.
Yeah, so like these, liquid soaps are very heavy, especially the 5 gallons. So at that point we had these like coil stoves. So you'd have about 45 pounds pressing on the stove. And so you have it constantly on high during a lot of it for hours. So it broke a lot of coils. So eventually we got it right, and we started making the soap to clean houses with. And it was great because we saved a little money, and it was a good way to, show our customers that like we're not greenwashing. We're not using some other company's product that we have to try to explain to you what it's made out of. We can just make it ourselves and let you know that we're making it out of coconut oil and olive oil and things like that. And, we had grown our cleaning business to the point where we were no longer needed there in that business on a day-to-day basis. So we decided to launch the soap business at that time, and the rest was history pretty much.
I love that. I really love the origin story, right? This idea that, you started from a place of trying to simplify an everyday fundamental product that you were using, right? And from a business standpoint, to internalize it and to take on the vertical of it is pretty challenging, right? And there's definitely value in doing that from a business standpoint. So I could see a lot of value in pursuing that. I could see why you were called in that direction. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But how do you get from cleaning product to soap that smells really freaking good?
Yeah. I think, it kind of goes back to when she was buying this bar soap. We both just loved the smells and the fragrances they used. And around that time, as we started to make the cleaning products for our cleaning company, we were looking into different essential oils that were good at cleaning houses. And I think we just kind of both fell in love with kind of, I don't want to say aromatherapy, but just the satisfying effects of things that smell good. Just,
Yeah.
you know, started working on what's now an embarrassing essential oil collection. It's so large. I still have oils probably from 15 years ago. And
So just that's mine up there on the
nice.
wall.
oh, really? Oh, are those essential
Yeah.
oils?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
All right.
awesome.
Sorry. Sidebar.
No, that's great. Yeah. So we just started, you know, our first soaps were kind of some of the basics. But, you know, as we were using, you know, making it to clean houses with, we were finding we knew what we could also just clean ourselves with it. So we were washing with it ourselves. And during that time, we would experiment by adding different essential oils to just, you know, make something for ourselves. And I think that's one of the really satisfying things about owning this business is that we just truly love using the products ourselves. It's not like we just see an opportunity. It's not just a way to make a living. It's like just something we love. It's a product that we truly love using. And so over time, I've just expanded my learning about essential oils, learning about different fragrances, and you know, I think where our soap really, you know, initially we were making soaps like orange, lemon, peppermint, lavender, some of the basics, because honestly, we were to some extent following in footsteps that came before us of some of those scents. To some extent, we really weren't, in that we weren't using the same old, dare I say, kind of tired formulas, always having the hemp oil and the jojoba and, you know, the high coconut formula. And so in that regard, right from the very beginning, we did something a little different. Not only were we making the formula we were making now, but initially each scent had its own different combination of soap oils. So like the peppermint soap had virgin organic avocado oil in it. So it kind of made the soap a little green, which was like kind of good for a peppermint soap. But I think that was it. It's just like realize I just really love things that smell good. I mean, it's just another one of those senses. Like, you know, everybody loves something that tastes good. I would imagine I don't know why everybody does. I know a lot of people do, but everybody doesn't necessarily share the same obsession for things that also smell good. And so, you know, over time, luckily we opened our mind a little more and started expanding our willingness to try different ingredients and fragrances and essential oils to make something more different and unique.
I love that. You know, one of the things that I really love to explore with people is when they are answering that calling on their life and they're chasing their passion. And just hearing you talk about soap, man, I can listen to you talk about soap all day. You know, and I love that. That's exactly what we're supposed to be doing. Like as a species, as humans, we're supposed to be chasing our passion. We're supposed to be bringing creativity forth into the world, and we're supposed to be like doing things like this, you know? And it's so cool to hear that, you know, it's not like there was just this super clear-cut path that got you here. It was kind of, well, this led to that, and then that took us over here, and then all of a sudden soap, right? And it looks like an overnight success, right? But it's 13 years in the making and then some, right?
Yeah.
How, if you don't mind me asking, how far are you guys distributed? You're international, I'm assuming.
So at this time, we're mainly only selling in the United States, although Amazon US they have a program where if you allow them, they'll do some limited exporting of your products when people in other countries buy your products, but still on the Amazon.com marketplace. At one point, we were selling in Europe. That was 6-7 years ago. Amazon has this program called Pan-European, where you could ship it all to England and then they distribute it across the entire European Union.
Oh, wow.
That was, at that point, our business was not as strong. And shipping heavy soap overseas was very expensive. The regulatory things that you had to do to sell there was very expensive and labor intensive. You know, you'd have to have a tax ID and file tax returns in each of the European countries that we were selling in, which was just, ultimately it was the red tape that made us eventually stop selling there. And our demand just wasn't as strong. Our product wasn't as good. It wasn't as unique as it is now. And our audience wasn't as big. And, you know, we also have shipped several times to Amazon Australia to mixed results. I don't think, you know, there's nowhere near as many people shopping on Amazon AU as there is on .com. And just the times where we've tried to expand to those countries were times where we just weren't as strong financially to be able to afford to really do a marketing push there. And again,
it's not cheap for sure.
Yeah, and I just think over time it's interesting because if you look back on we found this bottle of our soap from 10 years ago. It's still unopened and it's still good, by the way. But the label is kind of embarrassing. It was something that I designed. I'm not a graphic designer. It was very, very plain. And our scent, it was lemon. It was a very basic scent. It was good. But over time, I feel like, I hope most businesses are doing this, but over time, our product has just gotten better and better. Our presentation has gotten better. The product itself has gotten better. Our marketing has gotten better. Our customer service has gotten better. And so we just weren't as strong as we are now when we expanded to other countries back then. And I think we could probably do it well now. We're in a better position to do it now than we were back then. Part of our limiting factor really has been supply and manufacturing. And of course, for scaling businesses, a strong scaling business, one of the universal struggles is cash flow. And so those are the things somewhat that are stopping us right now from expanding to other countries right now.
So you mentioned supply chain struggles. I mean, that's generally speaking, I think every company across the board is experiencing that, whether from shipping, sourcing, the materials of production or moving post-production, whatever that looks like, right? I mean, there are entire industries propped up around supporting that whole system for a reason, right? Like there are holes in it. So how do you, and feel free to not answer any of this. I don't mean to pry, but so you guys, I'm assuming, are contracting space in a factory and having things made for you, or do you own your own production facilities? Where do you stand on that?
Yeah, so right now that is our scenario. We are contracting the manufacturer out. Like I said, I used to make it in my kitchen. We eventually got a 50-gallon tank for our garage. And I would be out there literally every other day. So on day one, I would be cooking and making the soap, finishing it. By the end of the day, it would be done, but it would be, 100 and some degrees. And we'd have to give it 24 hours until it was cooled enough to bottle, at least 24 hours. As soon as it was cooled enough to bottle, we'd spend the next day bottling and labeling and packing off, cleaning the tank, and then immediately starting the next batch. So it was, some days it was quicker than that. Sometimes during the winter, it might cool off the next morning, and I would pump cold water through the jacket of the tank, and we literally every other day we'd be making 50 gallons. And really, one of the things that's been so helpful has been owning the cleaning business at the same time, whereas we could live off what we were earning from our cleaning business. And for the first 10 years, we reinvested almost every dollar we made in the soap business to growing our inventory, marketing more, etc. And so eventually we got to the point where not only was I cooking soap all day, every other day, bottling on the others, marketing mixed in there when I wasn't stirring the soap. But eventually we got to the point where it was like, we're not making any money doing this. And so we can't keep up. We couldn't keep up with the demand. And so we explored a couple of contract manufacturers and luckily found one that we were really happy with that was making some other big brands, really big brands soap, many of which that you'd be familiar with, but I can't really mention their names. But so we contracted the liquid manufacturer out to them. And at the time we were kind of a small customer of theirs, but eventually we became a much larger customer of theirs. And they've, especially starting back in COVID, they've struggled to keep up with the production. And we've explored having other companies make it for us, but our soap is kind of difficult to make. It is quite challenging to make because it's so high in olive oil. Olive oil doesn't saponify nearly as fast as coconut oil does. So it presents some challenges. Some companies struggle with making it clear. And so anyways, bar soap, similar scenario. Bar soap, triple milling to purchase the machinery and have a facility that can accommodate the kind of line it takes for triple milled soap. We would never be able to get the funding for that. And and it would cost us a fortune just to get up and going and to pay the rent for a facility like that. It's a whole different scenario. So we had a company in America making our bar soap until COVID. And then during COVID, they said, hey, we've tried our best to expand our capacity during this time of high demand. And so they said, we're in different words, they were basically saying, we're going to have to prioritize our larger customers, and you're going to have to find someone else to make your soap. And that's what led us to our current manufacturer, which is in England. And we're really, really proud of that manufacturer and happy with them. And our soap couldn't be higher quality than it is right now.
Yeah.
Oh, I agree. I think your soap is of the highest caliber. There's a reason that it has taken over my household, and I don't mean that lightly. I mean, truly, like my daughter will, she'll be like, hey, guess which soaps I used today? And then she'll say something like lavender and peppermint, or like the other day she did bay rum and I think the gin and juniper mixed together. And I was like,
nice.
Like, wow, have fun with it, you know?
Just to clarify too, so he was saying, so the bar soap is made in England, but all of the liquid soaps are still made here in the U.S.
Oh, okay. Thank you for clarifying.
Yeah.
Okay.
In fact, we do have two manufacturers now in the U.S. for our liquid soap, but they both each have their own limitations in different ways. One in terms of their challenges at making some of our soaps, and the other in terms of capacity. The one company that can make our soap, some of our soaps, they're able to bust it out big quantities really fast. But our other manufacturer that has, I believe, a little bit more skill, they just don't have nearly the capacity, especially to turn batches over and go, okay, bay rum, then gin and juniper, then patchouli bergamot. They can make one huge batch of one soap, but their ability to turn and make the next one and then the next one is limited.
Yeah, and that's usually the case in suppliers. I think generally speaking, right? You either get volume or quality, and there's a slider between the two.
Yeah.
The further you go to quality, the lower the volume, and the higher you go to volume, the lower the quality, right?
True.
And that's just a byproduct of manufacturing, I think. I don't think anybody's necessarily at fault of that. It's just kind of the way it goes.
Yeah.
We actually have a third one we've spoken to, and we've spoken to several, but we have a third one that I think could do it. But it's interesting. Like, they gave us a quote, and then they've kind of fallen off the radar. And it's been very surprising for me to see over the years how many of these manufacturers they're not just like clawing for your business. A lot of them, it's like hard to even get them to respond.
Yeah, these manufacturing facilities have the sales apparatus of like, I'm sorry, they don't have a sales apparatus, right? And
some of them do.
And trying to,
but even them,
some of them do for
just,
sure.
They're busy, and I don't know, maybe they have bigger customers than us, or maybe they're not investing in their salesmen enough or something.
Yeah, exactly, right? Like, you would think, at least being an entrepreneur myself, you would think that there would be a level of hunger in the field.
Right.
Yeah.
right? You would expect, because you guys are not you're not a small dog in the soap making arena anymore, right? Like you're a name, and you bring with you a little bit of leverage, right? And you would think that there would be manufacturers beating your door down saying, "Hey, let me make your soap, man."
Yeah.
That's wild. That's wild.
Yeah, and sometimes they'll beat your door down and say, "Hey, let's do it." And then I meet with them, and like I said, this one, they finally gave us a quote, and I was like, "Okay, what's next? Can I get a sample made?" And then just crickets after that, nothing.
Jeez, wow.
It's frustrating.
Yeah, that is frustrating.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that's been y'all's experience, but that's the kind of perseverance that keeps the product in line, right?
Yeah.
These are the types of things that you guys deal with on the back end to make sure that the consumer gets a product that's stable.
I mean, to some extent, it's a good thing, because there's not just a million people out there that can make our product. And so it kind of pads us a little bit from competition, because it's not just something really easy to make that anyone can make.
Yeah, there's a lot of Castile soap companies out there, but our formula in particular is very unique.
Yeah.
So.
A lot of these manufacturers, they have their own base formula. It's a white label that they want all of their clients to use, so that they can just order one set of small ingredients and order them in bulk and not have to toy with figuring out new formulas, and they can just make it in bulk, and just whoever comes along, they slap someone's label on it. A lot of the Castile soaps you see on Amazon that are these kind of off-name brands, many of them are Chinese brands that just come and they talk to these manufacturers and they buy whatever their white label formula is. And honestly, most of those white label formulas, they're just duplicates of Dr. Bronner's, but they're even lower quality. I mean, not that Bronner's is low quality. Bronner's is great quality, honestly. But I've
used Bronner's. I like Bronner's. They're good.
I don't have any complaints about them. I'm not trying to say that. I just meant that these duplicate formulas are often way more watered down than Dr. Bronner's and not as good.
Yeah, that tracks. Yeah, using Bronner's as kind of a source code and then diluting it.
Yep.
Yeah, to further extract profits. I couldn't imagine any corporation having a drive to do that.
Yeah.
No, I admire the integrity in that process, right? Because you're not just letting anybody make your product. There are people who could, that you're saying no, right? And also you're being selective about who you're working with, and you're being discerning in the product itself, and not just picking up somebody else's bulk ship product.
Yep.
Right, and slapping your label on it and calling it a day. And so many private labels do that, right?
Exactly.
But you're not a private label. You are a brand. You have your own recipes. You have your own signature scents. You have your own processes and your standards. Like, this is not and I think that's important, right? I think that's really important to understand about the product, is that it's not like you guys are putting something on the ground that nobody else is.
Yep. Yeah, and we're also even ordering some of the ingredients from our preferred suppliers and having those sent to the facilities where our products are made. So we're actively involved in that regard. We're actively involved in the manufacturing and.
Absolutely. Yeah, you're sourcing all of the products. You're managing the manufacturing process itself. There's a quality control component that emerges from all of that. I can see it, and it's really cool to like see kind of the inner workings of this thing, right? Because you just go pick up soap, buy soap, use soap, right? But you don't think about how the soap came to be in that bottle, right? Or the backstory behind what makes this one special. Like, I was reading mine the other day and I saw that word, and I heard you use it just a minute ago, and I'm glad you used it because I wasn't sure how to approach it. But saponification apparently is so to hear you use that just casually in conversation, I was like, see, this is why I don't make soap in you. Right. So what is that? What is saponification? Is that a process?
Yeah, it's just the soap making process. It's the reaction of an alkali, so a base in the case of liquid soap, which would be potassium hydroxide, and in the case of bar soap would be sodium hydroxide. So you're reacting an alkali with a fatty acid, and a chemical reaction takes place where that fatty acid and that alkali no longer exist as such after the reaction takes place, and you have soap. and glycerin, and you can almost, to my knowledge, saponify just about any fatty acid out there, whether it's, people have been saponifying tallow for years. I used to use...
I can see that.
My favorite bar soap growing up that my mom would get for me was called Camay, and it's kind of like the inspiration for our current bar shape. Is it's the saddle shape, and they use saponified tallow, so it would become, for bar soap, it would become sodium tallowate, and so that's the resulting product of reacting sodium hydroxide and tallow, which I'm sure there's like an inky name for tallow is probably like talloic acid or something. I don't know, tallowate. So you can make soap from animal fats, and you can make soap, cue Fight Club implications there.
Right.
Right. Or you can make it from fatty acids from plants.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Like olive oil, coconut oil.
Yep.
Avocado oil.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize that the peppermint had avocado oil.
It used to.
Cool.
It used to. Each different scent had its own combination, and I think it was the lavender formula that we ended up going with as the same. When we went to this contract manufacturer, they were like, "We're not going to make a different soap formula for each of the different scents. You need to just pick a soap formula." And we add the scent,
that makes sense.
The same form. Yeah, it's just much simpler that way.
Boy, that had to be a heart-wrenching decision, though.
Yeah.
I can only imagine.
Yeah, I mean, I know
because you get tied to all of them, you know.
Mm-hmm. I know. Let's see, tea tree had pumpkin seed oil in it, so that pumpkin seed oil was kind of orangish red, and it gave it kind of that tint to it. The peppermint was green. The lavender had the kukui. They all had olive, coconut, and cocoa butter, and then it was the fourth oil was always the variant, and lavender had kukui, and I think orange was macadamia nut. At one point we were buying macadamia nut oil from a small farm in Hawaii, and man, when they sent it, it was like delicious. It was like no other macadamia nut oil, man. Macadamia nut oil,
I can imagine. That is super cool.
Yeah,
that is super cool. There is something about getting it straight from the source, you know.
Yep.
Wild. So had to make some streamlining logistical decisions to get into the funnel of mass production. That's always fun.
Yep.
Obviously, that's something that you still retain full control over. You can still choose to go in any particular direction you want to. So if your heart calls you to pull an oil into it, you can.
Yep.
I think that says a lot about the autonomy of a brand. I think we were talking about private labeling, white label things, right? Yeah. You can't tell them, hey, I want less coconut oil in here. They're going to say, then go buy it from the next guy,
Right.
So you guys have been doing Carolina Castile Soap for 13 years. Mm-hmm. Is that?
Yep.
What? And now you're getting into these signature scents, which I love, by the way. I know that you have that the Palo Santo and Sandalwood coming out in July. I am a huge fan. I used it again today, and I was like, oh my God.
Nice.
So yeah, I love that stuff. What's now? I mean, you got the bar soap line, you've got your liquid soap line, you've got your gallons and your 32 ounce. Like, what is there something else on the horizon for you guys that you can talk about? It's okay if there's like business secrets that you can't get into. But is there something that you're
I think we've just been listening to our customers, and especially now that we've come up with some really unique scents, what we're hearing a lot of is, oh, I love the bay rum, or I love the tobacco vanilla. I would love to have this in a lotion, or in a shave gel, or a shampoo, a specific shampoo, or or like a body spray, or a beard oil. And so, to some extent, while we're making as much soap as we can, in the meantime, we kind of have the capacity to make some other products. And so we're definitely exploring. We have been exploring for a long time, actually. I don't know about a long time, but
No, it's been a long time.
Couple of years. Yeah. And,
Yeah.
this time last year we had a lotion formula and we were this close. And then I feel like, whatever, we spent too much time. Sometimes if we spend too much time on a project, we'll hit a dead end and then we'll go, you know what, we're so busy with the soap. Let's just put this away and keep doing what we're doing. And to some extent, that's a good thing because we have a lot of demand for soap and we love making soap. And we feel like there's a lot more we can do with just soap. We have like half a dozen more fragrances in mind right now that we could launch today if we had both the money and the manufacturing capacity to make them. But so
any of those you can talk about?
Palo Santo and Sandalwood.
Love that one. Yeah.
I would say the other ones we're probably keeping a little more private for right now, but
fair. Yeah.
Some of them may be ones that we've already sent out to some of our super fans who get to try them. And we just don't tell people how close we are on or committed to those we are until we've actually decided to pull the trigger on it. And so
if I could throw this out there, I'm not going to say the name, but that first one you sent out, keep that one on the roster. That's a good one.
Yeah, I'm wondering if I'm thinking of the same one, but
was it kind of a green?
It's a little mossy.
Oh yeah. That one is actually, there's like a 50-50 chance that could be our next bar soap.
Yeah.
That's super cool.
Yeah, actually
cool.
Our capacity with bar soap is very extensive. Like we can make lots and lots and lots of bar soap. The only thing stopping us there again is cash flow. We have to make at least 10,000 bars minimum at a time.
Of each scent.
Right.
Yeah, of each scent. Yeah. So if we're launching
and manufacturers,
so that means we're making at least 10,000 bars of it. Meaning like we're taking
so much soap.
It's one thing to have 10,000 bars of soap, sell those 10,000 at a somewhat of a profit, and then take what you made in profit to go towards your next batch of 10,000. But to launch a new scent, you're coming out of your own pocket 100%.
Yes.
So we like I said, I actually think we're better positioned now from a cash flow perspective, although it could be better.
Sure.
I think we're better positioned right now
to launch
new scents quicker on the bar soaps than we've ever been. And I foresee like it's possible that we launch another new scent before the year's over. In fact, I might even say probable. And if we do that will, another one on top of Palo Santo. And so if we do that, that will be 3 new bar soap scents within a year, which for us is like, that's huge. And I'd love to just keep that rolling. And we've got some others. Amy's got one that she's been working on that we really like a lot. She gets a lot of compliments on it. I put it in some soaps and lotions for her and body sprays, and hopefully we'll get to do that one. I would say whenever we make a new bar soap, we have to get samples first. And so I think that's what we need to get samples of next, but that could put it maybe like second or third in line. Well, maybe second.
Yeah. But so far I've just been involved in kind of the helping make the decision, but this would be really cool to have one that I concocted myself and whatnot.
Yeah, very much so. Amy has been the consultant. When she hasn't been making her own scents, she's also been a consultant the whole time.
Yeah. I was in the background of this for a long time because I had my nursing career. And so just in this last year is when I've kind of joined the company full time and of course started with the marketing and all that.
I didn't realize you were a nurse by trade. That is wonderful.
Yep.
Wow. Okay. That just made the stock go up like a whole lot in my book because a healthcare professional sitting next to a product of that you're using every day. I realize the two are not necessarily related, but there's some tangential relation there that's potent. So not to monopolize the rest of your day, but what I'm hearing that you have things lined up. I'm hearing that there's growth happening. I'm hearing that you have a future planned out. And that tells me that the you 13 years ago, right, that was in the room making these decisions probably had something figured out even if they didn't know it then. Right? If you could say anything to yourself in that room 13 years ago, what would you say?
Like change something, maybe do something.
Sure,
something that would change
or a
the
piece of
course
advice, or
Yeah, I would have
anything.
told myself to I've always reinvested profits, and that's what we use for growth. But I think you can do that to a fault, and at your own expense, especially early on, because your profits are going to be next to nothing. And so I think we would have been better off earlier on hiring a graphic designer to design our labels. But honestly, I think the same thing was true with our cleaning business. We've had steady growth, just steady growth. And I get a little nervous with like growth like that.
Sure.
Because I like my life. I love the life I have. I don't want to spend it in a corporate office with, not to say we would have shareholders, but I didn't want to, we don't want to grow too fast. We enjoy being involved in certain things. And so to some extent, I would say I would tell myself back then to get better labels early on. But I think it's worked out just the way it's supposed to have worked out. And I'm glad it has, because had we grown too fast at the beginning, maybe it would have gotten away from us and we would have, really gotten strapped for cash. And again, that's kind of what I'm talking about, like wanting to be too big when we lack the expertise, we lack the cash flow, all of that stuff. Our life was spent doing, honestly, more important things. Our son was born around the time that we started this business, and he had a lot of serious medical complications that required us to spend weeks living in hospitals. So, but I think our product could have been better had we been willing to just maybe borrow some money or something to get the business started, or something along, some people take on investors and it can pan out. But honestly, I don't know that I would tell myself to do a whole lot different, because I'm just glad that it worked out the way it has, and I like the way it's worked out. Yeah. I mean, the one other thing I was telling, and this is not necessarily a direct answer to your question, but I was telling my barber that was cutting my hair yesterday, I was like, the one thing I love about my business is we generally love our products. And so when I create a new fragrance, I'm like, I look forward to my shower when I take it with this new fragrance. And then to share that product with the world and have them enjoy it as well. That is so cool, man. It's this may sound cheesy, but it's like making a painting and then other people appreciate the painting you made. It's really, I used to be a cook, and it's very similar there, where it's sometimes I would have the opportunity to be kind of creative with what I would cook, and it would be great to see people not only enjoy that product myself, but see other people be like, oh, that calzone is beautiful. And it was delicious.
Absolutely. Jealous if you can make a calzone, by the way. That's mad impressive. That's mad impressive. Yeah, there is something about making something that people enjoy, that brings you joy, and you see it bring joy in others. There's that's the spark, I think. That's what we're supposed to be chasing. And I think everybody's got something in their life that brings them joy, that when they really resonate in that, brings joy to others. And I really appreciate you guys coming on and talking to me about finding your joy and chasing it in the world, right? And what a cool backstory. What a cool backstory. I'm looking forward to talking with you guys again, if y'all are open to it. I think we can have a lot of conversations.
Thanks for hanging out with me. This has been another episode of Uncorked. I'm Cody Champagne. If you can't be good at it. We'll see you next time, folks.